Hello, I'm Fernando. You're watching a series of videos where I'm researching, designing and building the vehicle assembly building in Minecraft. Last video, we designed some of the framing in the low bay. This video, we'll have a look at the transfer aisle and some of the structures in the low bay. The transfer aisle is a giant pathway that goes all the way from the front doors, through the low bay, through the high bay, all the way to the back door. Parts of rocket ships are brought in on trucks, picked up by a crane, and they can be transferred down to the various assembly bays where they can be put together. This crane spans the entire length of both the low bay and the high bay. Let's have a look in Google Street View to see what we're dealing with. Okay, so these side walls on either side of the transfer aisle are called transoms. And what I was able to do was kind of notice that there was a repeating pattern here of segments, and I can count 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm working my way down, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right, so once I knew that there were 11 segments, then I could simply measure the distance that I had in Minecraft, divide it up, and start to work through it. I also noticed that here we can see there's kind of the first 2, and there's a gap for 2, then there's 3, and a gap for 2, and then 2 again. So again, there are those 11 segments. Another thing of interest is that some of these are filled in, some of them are empty. There also appears to be, let's just jump over here, I think I get a slightly better view. These kind of white structures that go the whole way up, and there's one of them in each tower. So that's tower A, this is tower B, and you can see that there's a white structure going the whole way up. Across the transfer aisle at tower E, you can see it's going up that side as well, and then one again there on tower D, and the same down the end. Another thing that was interesting while looking at the transoms is that there are these catwalks that go the whole length, and they appear to be kind of 3 segments and then a catwalk and then a couple of segments. That one's a bit bigger, something a bit weird's going on there. We'll come back to that. But another catwalk there, another catwalk there, and then there's a transfer crane. So let's jump back to Minecraft and show you what I did. Okay, so here in Minecraft, you can see I've got my repeating segments. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We can see that we've got kind of a couple of them, and then a gap of a couple, and then the 3 of them, then a gap of 2, and then the 2 here. I've also put these white pillars in each of the towers in. I'm not really sure what goes inside them yet. For now, they're just empty. I'll come back to that. And I've also put the catwalks in roughly where I think I can see them on Street View, so kind of 3 up and then 3 up and then 3 up. So this join to the low bay is a little bit strange. I don't know if that's quite right, so I'm going to have to come back to that, but I'll just leave it for now and then I can continue to make progress. So let's jump back into Street View and have a think about some of these buildings in the low bay. Looking here, I can see the framing that I had. We come across this way, and we can see this area appears to be in one of the checkout cells. So you can just see that that's checkout cell 6. And these red bits fold down and encapsulate the rockets so they can work on the different levels each at a time. Underneath it looks like there's some kind of workshop down here with some random water bottles maybe. And looking up here, you get a bit of a sneak peek through the door. Those look like typical office lights to me, so it would make sense that there was an office building in there. I'm not sure what would be in this building. looking across, I can just see things like a bit of a drop platform there underneath this. I suspect they've repurposed this. You can even see there's where a crane would have been before they built these bits in here. So they have repurposed this building with each new space program they've done. The Apollo program was the first one, and they used these to build the various bits of the rockets that are important there. Then they refurbished the vehicle assembly bay for the shuttle launch system, or the SLS. Now they will have repurposed it for the Artemis missions. But this footage from Google Street View is from January 2012, so this would have been the shuttle launch system, or the SLS system configuration. Looking at this building, the thing that stands out to me is the kind of vertical white stripes. And in this one, it's a bit more brown. So let me show you what I've created in Minecraft for this. Okay, so for this side building, I've gone for quartz pillars to get the vertical stripes in the white, as well as some bone blocks for a little bit of detailing. And I quite like the polished andesite stairs for the corrugated iron roller door look. Over here I've gone for stripped birch, and I couldn't find anything of the right color, so I've just chosen to change the orientation on some of them for the detailing. Under here you can see a basic workshop where I've just kind of made things that don't really make sense, but there's just a lot of different boxes and accumulated things. And up here for the internal office layout, I've just made something that could potentially be an office, just some bits floating around, just so that there's something kind of interesting to look at in there. So if we flick across to this bit, I'll show you this side in a little bit more detail. The bits that stuck out to me here were this white structure with the blue top. The windows have a bit of an orange glow to them. You can actually see, much like on the other side, it has these red fold-out platforms you can just see the hole cut out for the rocket in there. In here, there's a random door, but there's also these lights everywhere. And one of the things this building has a lot of is spotlights. And in fact, if we look down the transfer aisle, you'll see a lot of lights the whole way down. So I'll show you back in Minecraft my interpretation of this. Here you can see the white building with the blue top, the spotlights going their way round, as well as this platform up here with the hole cut out. There's also a platform that goes across here, and these, from what I can work out, go up and down. They will actually slide up and down. So over here I've gone a little bit further in design and put them on a rail. And the idea is that you would hop out of the door and you would position this to where you needed it based on what you were assembling and checking out. And you can also see that random door up there. Okay, so that's a good start on the transfer aisle, the transoms, and these low bay buildings. In the next video, we'll continue to build out the transoms. We'll look at the upper parts of the transfer aisle, and we'll build out the framing in the high bay areas. So any feedback, ideas, or encouragement that you have, just let me know, and have a great day.